2 weeks ago. So now I am trying to, kind of regain me. And I think that is, when she'd been torn down for over a period of time, it's really hard to kind of get back who you were. And instead of going back to who I was, which I thought was good, maybe I need to embrace a new Jennifer, a new, have new ideas of what my life is going to be. So now it's rebuilding, and so I think I'm in a good place of assessing things and getting to a place of contentment. Um, so I know it's a journey, but I'm willing to do what that takes because I lived where I was miserable, and I don't want to live like that anymore.
Okay. And I just want to quickly clarify, when I said contentment a few moments ago, I meant with quality of life, um, which is what you had mentioned before. But I also think that you have taken some really good steps, and you've given some thought to the steps taking and leading up to that quality of life that you mentioned last week. Where you see yourself, and it sounds like you have a plan for that. And I think now what's left is actually just acting on those plans. And a way that you can always check yourself is you just said it, reevaluating where your life is at. So I think that you have the tools, and the plans to make it to that quality of life. And I think that remembering to take care of yourself is going to be an important key.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where I am, just getting back to taking care of me and slowing it down for a moment, you know, and that's what I started doing during this process is just even getting up a little earlier in the morning and slowing it down and having time to in the morning to have a cup of tea and stand on my balcony or take a long bath or read a book, to put on the TV, anything where I'm not rushing. And that really has made a big improvement,
Okay.
because that and it improves the whole day.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. The way that you start off your day sets the tone for the rest of your day.
Sure. And I knew that, but I would be so tired. I would stay in the bed until I had to get up, and I would jump up and start running around, and then the baby wouldn't cooperate, and it was just one thing after another,
Mhm.
and then at that point, then I'm frustrated when I get to work.
Right. Yeah, okay. And so, what are you going to do to make sure that you don't get to the point where you're not happy with the quality of life again? Say you're like back at square one. What are you going to keep doing to reevaluate where you're at and kind of keep yourself in check?
Well, I think one, unfortunately, it seems like the times when I evaluate things is usually when my body is saying something is wrong, and I don't want to wait until my body is like, hello, I'm about to shut down, pay attention, in order for me to now start evaluating what I should be
Right.
doing.
Which is why I'm asking.
Right,
Right. I don't want you to get to that point.
right, yeah. I mean, and I think it's been such a pattern that's a good question. I don't know. Um,
And it's okay, you don't have to have an answer right now, but maybe that's something that you can think about, and maybe jot some things down, some ideas as they come up.
mm, yeah, that's definitely something I could do because I really don't know. I just know that it's a pattern that I don't like.
Hmm.
You know, I usually wait until I'm frustrated and I'm like, oh, I can't take it
Hmm.
anymore. So I totally don't want to go in that direction. Maybe I just need to have like a certain day every every week where I'm doing at least one or two things, or just building in one thing to do a day that takes care of me. Maybe it needs to be something that's more structured, like that, where I know that this is between this time is my time. Something like that. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, that's a good idea. Taking a day of the week to evaluate the previous week and how you've done, and that structure and that schedule that you want to build into your routine.
Mhm. And then I used to, in the past, I used to, when I was going to sleep, I would just lay there and think about how my day went and what could I have done differently, you know. And that was okay for a while until sometimes if it didn't go too well, I would end up being up for hours like ruminating about what went wrong. So I haven't done that too much, but I guess that would have been in the same, direction. But yeah, just if it's just, and then probably too, just getting back to journaling is something that I did a lot of. Unfortunately, I did it only when I was upset, but maybe just doing it more consistently when just because.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Just like your morning cup of tea on your
Mhm.
balcony, folding that into your everyday.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you feel comfortable uh, stepping out of these sessions and continuing this work on these areas of your life and the relationship with Isaiah and your coworkers and overall kind of empowering yourself and voicing what your feelings and your thoughts more?
Yeah, I do. I did find out this week that I wasn't alone in how I was feeling about my coworkers
Okay.
because I overheard two of them talking about how, well, she wants us to come to her house, but we really don't want to go. So I realized that I'm not the only one that.
Okay.
That made me feel a little bit better.
Okay. Okay.
But and it made me know that I wasn't like making it up. Like I wasn't being overly sensitive or something like that.
I didn't think you were making it up.
No, but you know how sometimes you wonder like, oh, is this really happening?
Mhm.
Maybe I'm being too sensitive. Maybe I'm just reading more into it or whatever like that. But it when I heard that, I was like, okay, it's not just me.
Oh, good.
I mean, it doesn't make it go away, but it's just good to know that, like I said, it wasn't something I was being overly sensitive about, or that other people may feel the same way.
Or, next time maybe you won't hold back in expressing what you're feeling, and maybe more people will actually understand than you
Yes.
anticipate.
They'll use me as a sacrificial lamb, I'm sure. Like, yeah, Jennifer, be the one to speak for the group, but
Only if you let them. Only if you let them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel okay, and um, I think really just keeping in mind that the bottom line is that I'm responsible for my own happiness. That's the bottom line. And if I'm not happy doing it, I don't have to do it. And I think, because I was thinking about that earlier, how unhappy I was feeling about, feeling like I had to do certain things I just didn't want to do. And there's nothing in my contract that says that I need to go to a dinner at your house, so if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you figured out, that very important key point that you do have a lot more power and a lot more control over how you feel than, than maybe sometimes you credit yourself with.
True.
Right? Do you agree
Mhm.
with that? Okay. All right. Well, I think that that's the end of our session, unless you have anything else that you want to bring up.
No, I don't think I would put you in a position like some clients that pull out the big gun at the last session.
Am I gonna have to call 911?
Like, oh, it's all over.
Awesome.